guys at the Straight Blast Gym are innovators. The mixed martial arts, there is a winning recipe, but you guys are trying to color outside of the lines. Is that important to you?
Yeah, I think if you follow the development of MMA since UFC 1, we saw the jiu-jitsu guy first, then the wrestler, and then you might say in the GSP era, the athlete. And I think Conor represents a new era of the complete MMA fighter. He's athletic, he can strike, he can grapple, he can fight off his back, he can fight going forward. So it's a very, very proud moment. You know, I'm at this a long time, I'm with Conor a long time. And with absolutely no disrespect to his opponents to date, they really didn't bring the best out of him. I'm looking forward, and I hope that Chad is the guy to bring it out of him.
Talk about flow and creativity. It seems that it's not forced, but he tries to be creative out there. Do you encourage that with your fighters?
Yeah, I mean, even there today, he was doing some new drills I hadn't seen him do before. So, at the end of the day, we're kids that like martial arts. You know, that's at the end of the day. It's very nice that it's led to a career in professional fighting, but back in the day, you know, 10 years ago when we were playing around with techniques, that's what's the fun side to me, and that will never go. The playing with new techniques and that kind of wide-eyed look you get when you're like, oh, that's cool, I hadn't seen that before, you know, and that's what we enjoy doing.
Mentality, how do you ensure that your fighters are as super sharp as they need to be? It seems, I mean, that's always been the message that we've heard is the fighting game is 90% mental. How do you make sure that Conor and Gunny and all these guys have the real confidence opposed to false confidence?
You know, if I'm being honest, I don't think that's my job. I think I coach a lot of guys, and high-level competition is not for everybody. But the few that rise up, they just love competing. And that's something that I believe you're born with. You're born with that enjoying performing. Now, if you give me someone that enjoys performing, I can add in the physical side then. But Conor's mentality, Gunny's mentality, all my guys' mentality, that's something they foster themselves. And then maybe my job is just to create an atmosphere in the gym where we foster that confidence. And every day since I've known him, I've told him he's going to change the game, he's going to be a world champion, and Saturday we get to do it.
I think it's safe to say that Chad Mendes does not want to stay on the outside of Conor, giving up some serious reach. I would expect part of the strategy is to close that distance very, very quickly and try to put Conor up against the cage. Is there any area in this game that Conor's not comfortable?
You know, it's something one thing I've done as a coach since right from the beginning was when I looked at my guys training or competing, I always thought, what would I do if I was cornering their opponent? Where would I want to bring the fight? And I just kept doing that again and again and again until I thought they were as good as they can be. And you know, Conor's I think it's his 20th pro fight the weekend, and I think it's Chad's 20th pro fight as well, which is kind of cool. And I think it takes about that long for you to fill in all the gaps, fill in all the holes. And I believe now he's getting close to that perfect fighter. And like I said, I really hope Chad is the guy to drag a fight out of him. Don't know if he is, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Did you know that you had an innovator? Like when you started seeing Conor develop, did you know that he would turn into the athlete and the mixed martial artist that he became?
Early on, he was the type of guy that when I'd show something, I'd come back to him 2 minutes later, he'd be drilling, and he'd go, yeah, that's good, but what you think of this way? And it'd be, you know, sometimes annoyingly slightly better than what I'd just shown him, and he was, you know, this is when he was a beginner. So yeah, he's always had a mind that's obsessive, and it kind of suits me because I'm a little bit that way as well. So it's been, like, you know, that guy that's texting me at 3 a.m. saying, you showed that today, but why didn't you go this way? Or show me a video of someone else doing it a different way, you know, then you know you're onto a winner.
Now for you, obviously your goal is to go out and get knowledge and bring it back to the gym. How do you do that? Where do you look for inspiration and to ensure that you have the sharpest abilities?
Well, I'm a student of the game. I study fights. That's obviously a good place. But you know, it's funny as well. A lot of times when you're with beginners and you show a movement, they're the ones that don't know yet, so they'll do it a different way. And a lot of times, it's been surprising the amount of times that a beginner's done something a different way than I was shown. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, let's try it. We do it a couple of times. Like, hold on, I'm interested in one thing. That's results. That way is working better. I'll stop the class, bring it in, and say, hey, look. This guy's had to coming up with some slight variation on that, and I feel it's better. So I watch a lot of fights. I watch the individual arts. I'm a fan of all combat sports, and you know, I have a busy gym, and we foster this mentality. So little nuggets are popping up all the time.
What is the mentality? Is it an open door policy at Straight Blast Gym? Can anybody go in there? And what is the environment?
Yeah, I would hope that anybody you talk to that's visited my gym will say what an open atmosphere we have. It's obviously in the last 12 months it's getting a lot more popular, and a lot of UFC fighters contacting me about coming over. And you know, there is some things you have to be. Oh well, you're fighting my guy in two fights time. You can't do that. But for the vast majority, we've had a huge number of guys in our doors. It's always open door policy. Me and my guys were the eternal students, and if some guy can come in and add a little bit to our game, and maybe we can add a little bit to their game. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm an MMA fan, and I just enjoy seeing the sport grow and evolve.